Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Off the Dome show. I am your host, Thomas Brown Jr. Yes, we missed each other last week. Your boy wasn't feeling the greatest. And on top of that, man, just connection issues all over the place. And I didn't want to put y'all through that, nor did I want to put myself through that. I think that was going to be unnecessary for me to just be mad throughout the entire episode. So, we're back. We're here. And seems like we got some stuff to talk about and to dive into. We got a head coach that just got fired in the NBA not too long ago. Share my thoughts on that. My thoughts on the Russell Wilson signing in totality. Paige Buchers. I hope I say that right. I think I get the last name wrong all the time. Buchers. Just announced a little while ago that she's going to be entering the draft. So I'm excited for that and to dive into that as well. And just a little story time that I have. It's gonna be pretty cool. So let me see. Where do we even start? So Taylor Jenkins, the head coach for the Memphis Grizzlies, was fired today. When I first saw that it happened, I was kind of like, okay, is everything all right here? Is there something that, we're all missing? So I did some digging. I said, okay, well, let's see where, Memphis is at this year. And by the way, I know that they've been having a pretty good year. So they're the 5th seed, 44-29. Their last 10, 5-5. So they haven't necessarily been blowing people away. So what is the issue? What happened? Okay, so yeah, we understand that they lost to the Thunder. Everybody loses to the Thunder. Okay. Here, you know what? Here's my thing about people getting fired this far into the season. Why now? Why now? I never understood that concept. Now, like I said, we don't know what is going on behind the scenes. There could be some, stuff that was done by Taylor that we just don't know about, and maybe it'll come out. But I don't understand this. The Bucks did this. Was it last year? Last year or the year before? Where, they fired 4 head coaches in the same season. It's like, okay, you're not it. You're not it. You're not it. Okay, Doc, we'll go with you. And it was like, y'all did all these changes. It's throwing everybody off. It throws your star player off. It throws the rest of the team off. No one has any cohesiveness because of so many changes that's going on throughout the year. And it's nuts. And so and look, if this was a team that was losing, was not getting anywhere close to the playoffs, I think I would be singing a different tune. But they're the 5th seed in the Western Conference. I don't know. And I know for certain Grizzlies fans, they're going to be like, okay, well, You know, he did have a couple down years. Yeah, well, those down years were, you know, due to a lot of people getting hurt and people getting suspended. John Morant and Desmond Bain, and the list goes on and on. Like, no one was healthy. So in those down years, they could not beat anybody. Don't really blame them. Everybody was hurt. What y'all see going on with the Dallas Mavericks today, that's what's going on. Yeah, they're the 5th seed. They have the same record as the Los Angeles Lakers today. I don't know. That's confusing me. That's confusing me. I wish there was another way to describe it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I am a, you know, avid believer in Taylor Jenkins. But I do think that you have to acknowledge when people are good at their jobs and when they aren't. And he's done a pretty good job as a head coach of this team. And by the way, this is also a team that's still very young. Maybe there's something I'm missing. And like I said, maybe there's a report that comes out later on once we get off this show. I have no idea. None. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. It is insane. Insane. Okay. They're a game and a half back from the Nuggets, who are the 3 seed. Maybe there, like I said, maybe there's something that I'm just not catching on to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand why teams do this. If y'all remember earlier on this season, the season had just started, by the way. Like, we didn't even go deep into it. I think it was like 15 games in or something weird like that. And Mike Brown was fired from the Sacramento Kings. Abruptly, too. And I saw something from De'Aaron Fox when he did eventually got traded to San Antonio. One of the reasons why he just felt like he had to go was that there's no stability there. The guy that actually brought us a lot of success in this franchise's history, especially recent history, like, we're just not gonna nothing. We're just gonna fire him. We're just gonna fire him. So it throws a lot of people off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't understand it when the Kings did it. Let me see. Where are the Kings today? They're 9th. So, I mean, like I said, does Mike Brown change the Kings from the 9th to the 6th seed? I think so. Like, that's just how well of a coach he is. So the idea that we're just going to sit here and I don't know, man. So who? Okay. So who's going to be the head coach now? Who's the interim? I'm sorry, y'all. This is on the fly. Who is going to be the interim? Did they even say? Are they even there yet? Wow, he was called into the office and was fired in person. Well, that's great. Sheesh. So no one knows what his replacement is. This is obnoxious. This is driving me nuts. I hate the one thing that I can't stand is when teams find a way to do something abrupt and not have a plan behind it. or legitimate reasoning behind it. They just kind of just do it because they just feel like it. And bothers me every time it happens. So, okay, because I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go down. I'm going to tell you exactly how the rest of the season is going to go down. They have 9 games left. Okay, let's look at their remaining schedule while we're at it right now. Okay, they have the Lakers tomorrow at 7. They have the Celtics, Warriors, Heat, Pistons, Hornets, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Mavericks. Now, are all these games going to be important? Hell yeah. Nuggets, especially if their records are close, that's going to be a big matchup. Lakers by default, because they're literally the same record. Boston, just a high-profile team to go up against, so that's going to be a pretty big deal. Warriors, Miami, not really. Detroit, I mean, that would be interesting as well. Hornets, we don't care. Timberwolves, not really. Mavericks, not really. Okay, so let's say during this stretch, they go, let's say they lose the Lakers. Let's say they lose to the Celtics. Let's say they beat the Warriors. Let's say they beat the Heat. Let's say they lose to the Pistons. They lose to the Hornets, Timberwolves. Like, say they just go, like, let's say they finish the season 2-7. They're no longer where are they? The 4th seed? 5th seed, sorry. Can't even trying to get the numbers right. So 5th seed, and you go on a losing streak to cap off the season. Yeah, you're definitely leaning more towards 8 and 9. So you're going to be in the play-in situation just off of that losing streak alone. Now, am I saying that that's going to happen? No. If there's one thing I know about the NBA, which is why sometimes it's hard to bet on it, is some of these teams fail to show up even though they have the better players to put it all together. So it's not a guarantee that they'll lose these games. I just think that you make a decision like this so abruptly, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. Because as it would stand now, okay, let me see. First round. How does it work? 1 through 8, 2 to 7, 3 to 6, 4 to 5. Okay, so 4 to 5 would be the Lakers and the Grizzlies in a playoff series. If the playoffs were to start today, does the Grizzlies get a game? I'm being so serious. Like, do they win a game? I don't think so. So I don't know. Maybe there's something that, like I said, maybe there's something that we all just don't know yet. But the idea that he's just abruptly fired and they're actually having a great season, by the way, 44-29 so far, it's nothing to sneeze at. Like, come on. So I hope they know what they're doing, because this last stretch of games really is going to determine where they're going to be in the playoffs. And I'm looking at the Clippers, who is 2.5 games back. If they start sliding, Clippers take that spot. Warriors, same picture. Literally the same thing. Copy and paste. So I just hope that they... I don't know. That's the thing about these moves. Like, when you decide to let these guys go, it's just kind of like, what are we doing right now? Like I said, this team was losing, and the franchise is just like, look, man, we feel like we need a new voice. That's different, but they'll be 5th if the playoffs started today. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, it would shock me if they even get depending on who their matchup is. It'll be shocking if they even get a playoff victory with this coaching change this late in the season. That's just not realistic enough for me to believe that. Russell Wilson got signed by the New York Giants, and I hosted the weekly dose yesterday. Wait, what's today? Friday? Jesus Christ. See, I also shared with this towards the end of the weekly dose on Wednesday. Golly. That I'm no longer remembering what day it is. My days, as I told my mom, if mom, if you're watching, you know exactly what I'm about to say. My days are no longer like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's now like replaced by bill names. So it would be, okay, today is Spectrum. Today is Verizon. Today is T-Mobile. Today is rent. Today is groceries. Like, literally, it's not even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me anymore. It's just, okay, what bill is deciding to show up today? So forgive me if I get a lot of things mixed up, because that's just how adulting and how life works now. Obviously we all hate it, but it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. But on Wednesday, on the weekly dose that I hosted every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, on X. It's a space that we have. I talked about the Wilson signing and kind of how bizarre it was for me, because look, and I totally forgot about this when and I didn't even bring it up then, but I'll bring it up now. Tommy DeVito, that you re-signed and brought back, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, and y'all are still drafting third overall. Now, this whole time, I could have sworn, if I were logical enough to think this, I would think that the Giants were going to say, hey, we need somebody who's already here. We need somebody who can, show that they are a veteran in this league, and then we'll get our guy at 3. We'll get our quarterback at 3. And I thought that was kind of like, we can do that. You know what I mean? And that would actually make sense. You pair whoever you want at quarterback. Shedeur Sanders. Make sure I say this again. Shedeur Sanders. Pair him with Malik Neighbors, and that could be the connection, and then you work around the rest of the roster. But this signing is like, okay, do they still get Shedeur Sanders still? Because, unless you're telling me that you're just going to straight up cut Tommy DeVito, which that would be a waste of time and a waste of money. But then again, it's the Giants, so who really cares whether they know whether things are a waste or not? You basically brought 4 quarterbacks on board, and now the competition throughout the OTAs, throughout the preseason, it's going to be very weird. Why think outside the room? Why don't you just get your veteran? You already got your veteran in Jameis. Get Shedeur, and then you could say, hey, you can literally do it that way. Hey, you know what? We're going to have an open competition, or we'll just have Shedeur start. Like, you can do it that way. But now this is just weird. This is just weird. And like I said, If I'm wrong, I'll be strong. But if there's one thing I've learned as an Eagles fan, especially about the New York Giants, is sometimes they make moves, they make roster moves that are very questionable. And this might be one of them. Like, this could easily be a very for a QB room that you would think traditionally would not be alarming or convoluted or anything like that. That's exactly what it will be. And if they still decide to pull the trigger and Shador's there at 3 and they take him, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. So I don't know. Let's just see how it looks out in the draft. And go from there. But I don't know. That was a nothing move that only made matters worse, especially if they still take a quarterback at 3. I don't know. Lastly, before we go into commercial break, I just want to give a huge shout out to Paige Buchers. I hope I am saying that name right. I feel like sometimes I butcher it sometimes, so I apologize if I Paige Buchers announced a little while ago that she's going to be entering the WNBA draft this year. Very excited for that and where she goes. It's unfortunate that my girl Juju tore her ACL last week, because honestly, I was looking forward to seeing Paige and Juju battle it out for the natty. But womp womp. Womp womp. Get well soon, Juju. As many of you well know, she is one of, if not the best in college women's basketball. And that's my girl. She is awesome. So sad. But yeah, shout out to Paige, who is still like doing unforeseen stuff at UConn. So it's just watching her play it's just really cool. It's a true spectacle. It really is. So I'm glad that we are having the possibility to see her in the WNBA sooner rather than later. And I'm up for it. I really am. I am up for it. So, but yeah, congratulations, sir. We'll take a commercial break and then we'll be back with a very special story time from yours truly. Be right back.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build a cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gulf Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder. # built for the wild.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Off the Dome show. if you missed it, if you're late getting here, catch you up a little bit on the speed. I shared my thoughts about Taylor Jenkins being fired, former head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, and just sharing my thoughts on how bizarre of a move that is, given how far into the season they are, and just how much it doesn't really make sense, and how it's going to affect the team going forward. And also shared my thoughts on the Russell Wilson signing to the Giants, that if they still take a quarterback, which is probably Shedeur, if they take Shedeur at 3 with everything that they've already done at quarterback throughout the offseason, this is going to be very weird. It's going to be very weird, and some people's feelings are going to get hurt. And just also gave a quick shout out to Paige Buchers, who is announcing that she's going to be in the WNBA draft. So I'm very excited to see her do well in the tournament, as it's coming to a close pretty soon, and see her in the WNBA. So excited for that. Now, as y'all can see at the title of today's video, as some of y'all may know or may not know, from time to time, I like to play the game, like to unwind, like to relax, especially today, given that it's my day off. That's probably what I'm going to do ultimately when I get off of here, because I'm responsible. I took care of the house. House is clean, everything's straight and narrow. So, as I was told by my father, and for those who are fathers to young kids, you can cheat and implement this motto, because this is what my dad gave me and my brother over the years. Before you do what you want to do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so that's kind of a motto I live and abide by as much as I possibly can. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It takes a lot of discipline to do that, but when I can and I have some free time, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so the other day, me and a couple buddies of mine, Ryan, myself, Lindsay, don't worry, y'all. I'll make sure I got it. Okay. We all were playing 2K25 together. And for those of you that are, way above my age range watching this, one of the coolest things about gaming in this present day and time, it's also pretty cool when you can play anybody anywhere at any time. That's kind of the beauty of being able to play games in this time and frame. So we're playing 2K together, and usually I play one of the many game modes in that game / career thingamajiggy. It's very easier for you to see versus me to explain, because it's very complicated, especially if you never touched the game before. But one of the game modes is called the Wreck, where basically it's like playing. It's like playing in the NBA, but you're playing against different people. Playing with your friends if you want to. Play with random players if you want to. And things of that nature. So all that is a thing, and that's what I normally play. That's what we all normally play. We have a good time. Sometimes there's people that we go up against that act like they've never touched grass a day in their life. But that's just the annoyance of it sometimes. But that day we decided to play another game mode that's called the Proving Grounds. Now, the Proving Grounds is a little bit different from the Rec because there is no shot meter. Like that's not even an option in this game mode. So there's no shot meter. There is like on nothing. You can't time your layups really. You can't time your dunks, your shot, your free throws even. You can't time any of that. So there's no shot meter. And there is a 1v1, a 2v2, a 3v3, and a 5v5. And so it was just me, Ryan, and Lindsay that were just playing, and we were like, you know what? Let's do a 3v3 real fast. Let's see how it goes. And we played a couple games or whatever, and it was cool. And then we played another game. We was like, okay, we're looking at our matchups because the matchups, you know, before the game starts, you see who you're going to be guarding and who you're going to be up against and things of that nature. So you're like, okay, who are we up against? And literally, it says Derrick Jones Jr. Like, wait, Derrick Jones Jr. like the dunker, that guy, the guy who's, you know, contributing to the Clippers today, that guy. All right. It was crazy. So we're playing the game starts or whatever, and Ryan, oh boy, this guy has a tendency to go off the wall sometimes. So the thing about the Proving Grounds also is that there's an ability for you to talk to the other team. It's called proximity chat. I think I got that right. While you're playing against them. So, of course, what does Ryan decide to do? Even though we're all in a party together on PlayStation, he decides to go to game chat. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna start talking. I'm like, oh, hell. Okay, well, I guess I'll join you. So we're all in there. We're playing. And and you just hear Ryan just say a whole bunch of random stuff. Like at one point towards the end, he was screaming Golden Corral. In fact, he wasn't even saying golden. He was just saying Corral. And we're like all like, what the hell is going on right now? And he says corral, golden corral, because everyone's eating out here. I'm like, okay, yep, that's Ryan. That's Ryan for you. And the game was over. We end up it was kind of close, but I think it's because, you know, we kind of stopped really playing defense towards the end. But the game finished 22-15 because in the 3v3 you go up to 21. 5v5 you just go until clocks go zero like a regular game. And just to show you as proof that this did actually happen, I don't even know if y'all will be able to actually see this. I hope y'all can. Let me see. Can y'all? Not really. Let me see. Can I get this up here? Okay. It's not even showing, is it? But okay, on the top of the screen here in the yellow is Derrick Jones Jr. Now, in the middle of that game, I also did say that you know, I told him, I said, look, man, if you're listening, I just want to give a huge shout out to you. I want to say thank you because I have betted on you a couple of times throughout the year and you have won me some money. So I know a lot of people be bashing players for not winning their bets and stuff, but I just want to commend you for actually, you know, getting the job done for me. So I personally appreciate you. Thank you. And also, you're doing solid with the minutes that you're given to in the playing for the Clippers, and it's paying off and it's leading to another playoff stint. So I'm excited for that. It was short and sweet, nothing crazy. Yeah, y'all couldn't really see the stat line, but I'll give it anyways. I feel like this was an off day for him because he didn't score. He didn't get a rebound. He had 4 assists though. He had 2 fouls. He had a turnover, and he was 0 for 3 from the field and missed a 3-pointer. His other teammates, the guy that I was guarding had 9 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, a foul, and he didn't miss. So that was annoying, having to guard that. And then lastly, their last guy had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and didn't miss from the field either. He was a big man, so he was getting his points in the paint. And then we have a Lindsay who was guarding Derrick Jones Jr. He had 4 points. He had an assist. He had a steal. He was 2 for 4 from the field, and he missed a 3-pointer. So, and as another thing, because there's no shot meter, like you have to really understand and know your jump shot, which is annoying. And then there's me. 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. I did have a turnover, so shame on me. But I didn't miss from the field. I think that's because all of my points were in the paint, probably. My build is a darker, so it was every time it was on a fast break, just running. And then of course we had Ryan, who had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 for 6 from the field, and went 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. So he was the one that was shooting for us. That was great. And like I said, we won the game. But even if we didn't, that was really cool for me. To experience that, just chilling, having a good time with your buddies, and you just mess around, and matchmaking ends up with you playing against somebody who actually plays in the NBA. And like I said, I think that was an off day because I don't think the Clippers played that day. But that was crazy. Like, I was like, I cannot believe we just played against Derrick Jones Jr. And it's very easy for people to say like, oh, like it's Derrick Jones Jr. Like, he's not LeBron. He's not, he's not Kyrie. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not any of those guys. So why is it a big deal? Literally, this guy plays in the NBA. And also, he's not just any guy that plays in the NBA. He's actually pretty solid. And I personally remember Derrick Jones when he was, going crazy, just jumping off of what it felt like a trampoline when he was in Miami, coming off the bench. So now that he's, depending on how Ty Lue puts in the lineup, sometimes he's starting and putting valuable minutes out there, giving it his all on defense. Defense is his thing. And when he's not doing that, he has gotten comfortable shooting the 3 now. So that and just him being effective on a consistent basis is pretty cool. And like I said, it's an NBA player. Like, for those of you who are a lot older than me, like, I think it's very fair to say that when it comes to anybody, whether it's in the NBA, NFL, or in entertainment, it's very hard to encounter those people, like, ever. Like, that's where the whole perspective or idea is that wow, I love to meet them one day. Like that's where that comes from, because the reach is so hard. And now we're in a stratosphere where you could put the game on, casually play with somebody, play with one of your buddies, and you mess around and you play against Joe Burrow, or you play against what's another one? Mess around and play against Chris Paul or something. Like, just seeing that randomly happen is so cool. It's just something that you just don't take for granted. Let me see. Kind of want to pull up his stats real quick, because I feel like he's actually been pretty solid this year. Let me see. Where is he at right now? So far this year, Derrick Jones, he's averaging 10 points a game, 3 rebounds. Oh, some more rebounder, huh? I keep forgetting that. 3 rebounds, 52% from the field. He's solid. And most of his time is coming off the bench or he's starting. So I just always appreciate it. I really do. It's really cool when stuff like that happens, and that was awesome. Now, did Derrick Jones talk to us? No. And it's probably because Ryan was, being silly throughout the entire game. But just the simple fact that happened was insane. So I just want to say on this platform specifically, because I was like, man, I cannot wait to talk about this. This is really cool. Yeah, Derrick Jones Jr., thank you for taking the time out to casually play 2K. And as someone who just enjoys the game of basketball and enjoys just great people in general, that was cool. That was awesome. One of the highlights of the year for me, for sure. So, yeah, man. Thank you, Derrick. I know you didn't say anything to us. It's totally fine. I understand it. Probably didn't want to, slip up and say the wrong thing or something or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Truth of the matter is, there was an opportunity and it actually happened. So, yeah, I just had to hop on here and discuss that and share that with you all. What I'll do, because I know it was hard for y'all to see the picture on camera, I will go on all of my platforms and I will just share the screenshot that I showed with you. That way y'all able to see. That way y'all don't think that I'm lying here, or anything like that. And also, y'all see my name on there. So if y'all ever, for those of you who also play 2K, if y'all just want to play against us, or you want to play, alongside us, whatever the case may be, I'm always down for it. Like I said, we're not on it 24/7 now. We actually have responsibilities and things to adhere by and take care of. So we're not on it all day, every day, but when we can, that's kind of our bonding time. So, yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. So, hopefully I get to have more times like that. I really do. I hope that there's more times like that. And even with this show, I hope we get to a place where it could reach far enough to where we could start, doing crazy interviews. They don't necessarily have to be the Giannis's, Jason Tatum's of the world or anything like that. Doesn't have to be anybody crazy like that, but just being able to, chop it up with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, by the way, he's, I know he's grinding it out as always. But I've always enjoyed, watching Isaiah Thomas, especially in 2017 and everything that happened, and how he played for Boston. That was incredible. And that's something that I'll just never forget. You know, guys like that, you know, being able to chop it up with them and talk with them is really cool. And it's something that I ultimately aspire to do when it's all said and done. So more times like it, because that was great. That was really cool. Made my day, actually. So yeah. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Also, before we get out of here, just want to give a very special happy birthday to Team NBS Media's very own Rick. Happy birthday, Rick. He's a co-host with Mark Wilson on the Mass podcast. He also is I think I have officially came up with a nickname for him. I think I'll just call him Typewriter, because I feel like every 5 seconds he has an article about any and everything, which blows my mind. Every time. It's like every time we look in the chat and it's like, yeah, I got an article that's pending. I got an article pending here, and this article's done. It's like, okay. That is a lot. But he works his tail off. He does a lot behind the scenes that probably doesn't want to get shine on per se, because that's not his personality. But it's pretty cool what he's doing with Team NBS Media, and all that he's able to do in regards to video content with the Mass podcast, or every single word written on every one of his articles. It's all a treat. So happy birthday, Rick. Enjoy your day, man. Hopefully you can take a break. Leave the keys alone. By keys, I'm talking about the keyboard. And just unwind and relax. Drink some wine or something. I don't know. I don't know what all you're into, but just, relax, breathe. Tomorrow, sure. You want to go right back at it, go for it. But today, you deserve it. You've earned it. So I wanted to give a special shout out to Rick on all the hard work that he does behind the scenes for us. Along with, the plethora of articles that he has written for Team NBS Media. So happy birthday to Rick. Speaking of articles, look, man, if y'all want to, if y'all have time, visit our website at Team NBS Media. Not at Team NBS Media, but yeah, it is. I said that correctly. At teamnbsmedia.com. We have articles every day on everything, not just sports, but some of your favorite shows we dive into, some movies we dive into, you name it, we talk about it, we cover it. So if you get a chance, check it out, teamnbsmedia.com. teamnbsmedia.com. You can check out some of Rick's articles and enjoy. But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening to my story time. It was really cool. I'm glad that y'all were able to enjoy today's episode. Give us a like, give us a comment on all the thoughts that I had on today's episode. And we'll see you again, 3 p.m. Eastern time, every Friday, off the dome. Yours truly. And I'll see you soon. Thank y'all so very much.